Have you ever wanted to play a game that's as if Borderlands and Bulletstorm had a beautiful violent baby? Well son, welcome to the
Thrill House!
Shadow Warrior 2 is the sequel to the reboot of the original Shadow Warrior, and it doesn't have much to do with either. If you come into it expecting to cup a breast or two, you're going to walk away more disappointed than Ted Cruz when his wife tells him the kids have escaped from the basement again. Despite being slightly more respectable than back in his heyday, Lo Wang is still roughly the third most offensive video game protagonist in history. You get the impression that he calls up his local pizzeria for someone to talk to, or that he might put his dick through the popcorn when he goes on cinema dates. He's that kind of guy, the weird uncle who still wears Megadeth t-shirts at the dinner table, but we love him all the same. And he's back, but not in the kind of game that you might expect, which is good for me, because I think I hated the original Shadow Warrior reboot. I don't know why, but it just didn't gel with me. I got my fair portion of Wang, thank you, and was so full of Wang that it was basically coming out of my ears. So I approached the sequel with some trepidation. I needn't have bothered though, because much like last year's Doom, Shadow Warrior 2 revels in the joy of killing shit with increasingly bigger and more kill-centric shit. Lo Wang controls like the lubed up pervert on ice that he is, gliding across the floor and being a joy to inhabit as he slashes and quips his way through hordes of bad sorts. There's a nice variety of bad sorts too. You got your Danny DeVito imps, your big fat bastards, your little fat bastards, your green coloured bastards, your green robots, your red robots, basically all the bastards you could ever want to cut with a pair of serrated bones. The main objective of the game sees you trying to put a demonised Kamiko back in her body after the Zilla Corporation made her go all Linda Blair. There's some other stuff about penises, but that's not the real attraction here, and you can tell the developers know it. As interesting as some of the cutscenes are, if they're a little ropey here and there, you want to just shoot and slice and make dick jokes. The game obliges. There's a real joy of repetition from carnal activities in video games, and Shadow Warrior 2 is a fine reminder of that. Say some gangster is dissing your fly girl, you just give him one of these. Or these. Or even these. This is kept fresh by the sheer amount of upgrades and skills you can unlock for exploration and expert killing. If you love loot drops from stuff like Destiny or The Division, you're going to be in your element like the shameful hoarder you are. You may want to strap yourselves in for the boss fights though. The loot from those might bring you to the point of completion. That being said, the dizzying amount of upgrades trivialises the importance of when you do come across something cool. They all have ridiculous names like Frigid Zebra Aphrodisiac of Fate, Strong and Stable Cucumber, and The Matrix Revolution's not a bad movie, fucking fight me, I will fight you about this. From your hub, a quaint little township with some kooky characters, you can choose missions, buy stuff, and even craft about halfway through the game. The missions themselves are all fairly similar. You go here, Wang says some stuff about cocks, you pick up a shiny thing, and then you return. All the areas are fairly similar, and you will revisit them a few times, but there are plenty of secrets dotted around to keep you coming back. Shadow Warrior 2 is inventive in the same way that Pepsi is inventive. They saw what Coca-Cola were doing, went, hey, give me some of that cocaine cordial, and got in on the act. It doesn't exactly do much to make itself original, but when it does what it does this well, it's hard to complain. Saying that, the game does run like Paula Radcliffe on PS4 sometimes. It definitely gets the job done, but could really be much smoother and less stressful. I mean, look at her. Is she okay? Can someone check on Paula Radcliffe, please? She looks like she's died 10 times. Listen, you're a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. I have a hot date with Border Muesli coming up. So, would I recommend Shadow Warrior 2? Yeah, it's a great load of fun by yourself, but co-op is a little lame on PS4. The people seem weird.
So, do you ever like to touch butts? I can touch your butt, you can touch mine. You can touch all the butts. I like a butt thing. Good for you. I'm open to it.
I give Shadow Warrior 2 8 Wangs out of 10 Wangs.